What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the PSVR 2. Now, yes, they said it doesn't have a name, that this this, I guess, PS5 VR system, whatever you want to call it. They said there is no actual title that they're calling it right now, but it's announced, it's real. We've seen actually, in terms of leaks, in terms of like word on the street, we've heard quite a bit about this VR system over the last several months. I would say even going back close to when the PS5 was announced. And we already kind of have an okay amount of stuff, but none of that stuff is confirmed. All we know is the small snippet of stuff that PlayStation told us yesterday. So I want to go over what we know officially. We can talk about some of the rumors and stuff like that and go from there, okay? As always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on if you guys do like this stuff. And if you really do like my stuff and you like how fast I talk like I am right now, I do have a second channel, Podcast Now Plus is its name. I'll leave a link for it in the description below. All right, so look, there's a couple, I guess, benchmarks of this, of this actual system. One of which is that it is one cord, that there's one cord on it. Now, I know a lot of people are actually kind of upset about the single cord. In fact, a lot of people that are breaking down, I guess, the biggest snippets of the article, okay? And like Jeff Keighley did it, a couple other people on Twitter did it. A lot of them are saying not wireless. So even Jeff Keighley says single cord, parentheses, not wireless. I get it. I understand that people, you look at other popular VR systems, ones that you could argue are a lot better than the PlayStation VR, and they don't even have a cord, right? So, yes, obviously that is an issue, but when you're playing it, and it literally is a VR system for the PS5, I don't know about you guys. I was expecting this thing to be a hookup. You know what I mean? I was expecting to actually have to plug this in to the system. So I'm not upset about that. In fact, well, here's what I'll say. If it's literally a single cord, thank you, Jesus, right? Jesus would have returned, because the PSVR, and I've said it before, I have a PSVR. I've had it since the first month. I didn't get it day one, but I did get it within that first month. I love it. It was the very first VR system I ever played back in the day. The setup is god-awful. I can tell you, I haven't played Star Wars Squadrons in VR or Hitman 3 in VR, specifically because I just don't want to set it up. It is such a hassle. There are so many cords going on everywhere. Then you got the Move controllers, or you got the actual, I guess you could use the DualShock. But like all of the stuff that's going on is ridiculous. It really is. And back then, I thought that was kind of like the norm. I was like, okay, you need 5,000 cords in order to make a VR system work. You look at it now, you look at like Oculus and other stuff like that, it's like, no, you really actually don't need anything. So, yes, I get it. I get people are maybe a little upset, but I always expected to be plugged in. All I wanted was a little bit of an ease of, I just wanted it to be easier to do it all. It's not releasing in 2021, but we'll probably hear about it in 2021. That's the next major part of it. So, that's good. It's good and it's bad. Obviously, I would kind of like it as soon as possible. At the same time, we just got the PS5, just came out in November. This is going to be a year that a lot of other people are like upgrading and getting the PS5 for the very first time, right? So you don't necessarily want to introduce a VR system when you already are getting people, because the VR is even, what was it originally? Was it 300 or maybe 250? Whichever one it was, I think it was 250, but whichever one it was, you're asking them to buy that on top of a PS4 at the time, and now, let's say 250. Let's say that's how much it will be. Well, you have to spend $500 for the disc-based PS5, or $400 for the digital, and then you have to buy an additional $250, and that's not including any games. I remember when I got, I guess I don't remember the price, but when I got the VR, I bought like 3 or 4 games with it, and then obviously like that adds up. I spent probably like $450 on it, but I already have the PS4. So to ask to do that at the same time as the a system, that's a lot of money, and nobody really can do that, and that's why the PSVR, it's successful, but it's only sold like 4 or 5 million systems, which is okay. But when you have like 120 million PS4s out there, obviously not everybody is going to adapt it. The controller. Now we've seen, I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we've seen like concept, I guess like leaked concept of what the controller would be. But the new controller is inspired by the DualSense. It'll have a lot of features that the DualSense has. Fantastic. Again, we've kind of seen maybe a little bit of what it would look like. I love the DualSense controller a lot. It's my favorite controller of all time. With the now, it hasn't happened to me, and I don't want to jinx myself, but the drifting of the analog sticks, that hasn't happened. But besides that issue that people are now experiencing and Sony is finding to be, they're getting themselves in trouble for, besides that, the DualSense controller is absolutely incredible. So to be, and by the way, and actually remember, one of the leaks of the headset is that it'll actually make your head feel like that stuff. The actual whatever fabric or material is actually over your head at the time, whatever's touching your head, will be able to give you basically haptic feedback in the same way that the DualSense can. So I think this is kind of hinting at it because they mentioned the controller. They don't mention what the VR headset will do specifically, but again, we've kind of heard that stuff before. Higher resolution, better field of view, and better tracking. Again, just kind of things to improve the VR experience. That is one of the things, even whatever the newest Oculus is, I got it last Christmas, not this past one, but like the year before. Whatever it's called, or whatever it was back then, I got it. I've honestly only played it like 5-6 times, so I don't even know what the name of it is, but it was the newest one. One thing I was very impressed by with that is how good it was at tracking you, was how good it felt, kind of just like with everything VR. The PSVR does have a lot of issues. Obviously, you need to stand very, not still, but you need to be in a very specific area. It does, I guess, probably because of the cords and all the stuff going on, it does have a very hard time of tracking where you are. So again, those are kind of just things that you would expect. You're giving us a new VR system. Hopefully, like the boundaries of where you're allowed to stand. Hopefully, the PlayStation recognizing the VR system, all that stuff. It's just better. It's just better. So, I'm a big fan. I really am a big fan of the PSVR. It'll always be important to me. Again, it was the very first VR. Like, I remember, quick story, and then I'll end the video. That was the thing that back in the day when they said, you can't really explain what VR is, you just kind of have to do it. I really was like, I wasn't a pioneer, but I listened to the pioneers back then that said that, and I wanted to be a part of it. So when I got the VR, I was like, okay, let's see. And I mean, at the time, it was absolutely incredible, and I really did feel they're right. Like, there's no way I can explain to you what PSVR feels like, but you need to put it on and actually do it yourself in order to really know. I showed my parents, my sister, any of my friends that came over, literally any, I would say, hey, you want to put my cousin? I'd say, hey, you want to put on the VR headset to see what it's like? And especially back then, what was it, 2016, 2017, not too many people had VR, right? It wasn't the first, but it was one of the first VR systems, and it was just so special. So I'm really hoping this one's better. Obviously, that one, there's good games here and there, but overall, obviously, they didn't have the killer stuff. There's rumors of like a Horizon game, a Horizon VR game that Sony's going to make other kind of first-party games have like a VR experience as well. If you do like a 5-hour spinoff of every single, you give us a 5-hour Infamous spinoff, give us a 5-hour Uncharted spinoff, a 5-hour God of War spinoff, you start doing that, you will have more people buying the VR. So I think the potential is definitely there. This would be something I think I would get, hopefully day one. It would probably be very hard to obtain because they probably aren't going to make too many, and I would say an okay amount of people are going to want it, but I'm very, very excited to see what they can do with this. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? You excited for it? Did you have the original, the PSVR? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all of these videos go up. Again, if you guys want to subscribe to my second channel, Podcast Now Plus is its name. I'll leave a link for it in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next one.